Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How you guys are doing today? How you guys are doing today? Hey guys, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning walk. First of all, man, I want to apologize for the people that missed at 7:30. As you can see, I am a few minutes late today. But I'm going to still try and get this word out and I won't miss the folks at 7:30. But yes, Mr. Osman Smith, good morning, good morning, good morning, man. Yes, I work all night. Had the mistake I made. I just went and leave the phone right by my bed, but the enemy trying to not get this word out, but I'll get it out. I'll get it out. And God said all things work together for good. He don't want to get this word out today, but I'll still get it out. I put the alarm on and the alarm did not went on. So anyhow, but I'll still get us out today. I'll still get this word out today, man. So first time listeners, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas. Just get some exercise in the morning and I share my thoughts with you guys, whatever I'm inspired to talk about. I usually be on at 7:30, but I'm a few minutes late today, but it's better late than never, as the saying says. It's better late than never. All right. So what I want to talk about today, man, it's about revenge, right? And those send back to sender prayers. Well, a lot of people like talk about those send back to sender prayers and trying to get revenge, right? As the saying says, revenge is sweet, right? Revenge is sweet. Yeah, it's sweet, but it's not scriptural. It's not scriptural. And the enemy is going to try to get you to take that revenge. Good morning, Tessa. Good morning, Tessa. How are you doing today? Yes, the enemy is going to try to get you to take that revenge, right? And but because that's self-gratifying when you can get revenge on someone, but it's not scriptural. So all those send back to sender prayers, and we got to be careful. A lot of time when we getting these prayer points, right? When we getting these prayer points, some of these African guys do a lot of good prayer points. Good morning, cuz. How are you doing today? Hope all is well. You can see I'm a little late today, but I can still get it out, all right? So, so we got to be careful because these guys got a lot of good information. You see, these guys really experience these witchcraft stuff firsthand because Africa is saturated with it. So those guys have a lot of great prayer points. But when you're going through them, you got to make sure you edit them because of their roots. Some of these things that still come out when the white saints send stuff back to the sender. We got to be careful with that. Good morning, Renita. Good morning. And we got to be careful with that of sending stuff back to the sender because it's not scriptural. It's not scriptural. And the enemy would love to get you to do that because remember, that's how he get access to you when you break the laws, right? When you break God's laws. Number one, if you're sending stuff back to sender, you're violating Ephesians 6:12 already. You're violating Ephesians 6:12, which states we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, right? You're violating that already. But let's look at a couple other laws here where we're going to be violating if we send things back to sender and we're trying to get revenge. We're trying to get our own revenge, right? Let's first start with Exodus 21:22. Exodus 21. We can go from 22 through 24. This is the old law a lot of people like to use, right? Exodus 21, we can read from 22 to 24. This is when they was reading out all the laws and all of that. So now suppose two men are fighting and in the process they accidentally strike a pregnant woman. So she gives birth prematurely. If no further injury resulted, the man who struck the woman must pay the amount of compensation the woman's husband demands, and the judge approves. So they're saying if a man accidentally hit a woman while she's pregnant, if the baby just born prematurely and the baby is okay, then the husband could say, well, this is why I need compensation. This is the amount of this I need a compensation. If the judge think that's reasonable and the judge think that the judge can approve it, then the man got to pay that, right? But they say if there's further injury, the punishment must be matched. The punishment must be matched the injury. A life for a life, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, and a foot for a foot. So they're saying whatever injury the baby suffer, you're gonna suffer. right? That was the old law back in then, the eye for an eye law, right? The eye for an eye law. So like a lot of people like to stick with that. But let's go on a little further. When Jesus come on the scene, and Jesus come on the scene, right? Now Matthew 5:38 through 39. Matthew 5:38 through 39 says, you have heard the law that says punishment must match the injury. You're referring to this law here. You have heard the law that says punishment must match the injury, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evil person, right? Do not. He's saying do not, right? He's saying this when he went on to say, if someone slap you on one cheek, turn the other cheek and all that. So he amended this law. He said, we changing this eye for an eye deal now. We're changing this eye for an eye deal, right? We're changing it. So Jesus kind of amend the law there. He said, I know you heard it, but I'm going to amend it right now. We dealing with love. We not trying to get revenge on our own. We can deal with love right now, right? Someone come against us and do something real terrible against us. We not fighting the evil with the evil. So let's see what Romans 12:17-2 saying. It said, never pay back evil with more evil. Do things in such a way that everyone can see you are honorable. Do all that you can to live in peace with everyone. Then Paul went on to say, dear friends, never take revenge. Leave that to the righteous anger of God. For the scripture says, I will take revenge. I will pay them back, says the Lord. So the Lord saying in some other translation, this is NLT, that vengeance is mine. You don't have to go and take the revenge. He said, vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine. So you don't have to take the revenge. Never pay back evil with evil, right? Because if someone do you something, this is what we teach you in your jobs, in sports, in a lot of organizations, in our life right here, right? If someone do you something, even the regular law, if someone come and kill someone of your family, is it okay for you to go and kill them back? Or kill somebody from their family and do the eye for an eye? Because what's going to happen? You're a murderer just like them, right? The course is to report them to the authorities and let the authorities do the job, right? And that's what God get into. God said, I am the authorities. You left them to me. I know what they did. You don't even have to come and report them to me. I know what they did, right? So let's go on and see what some more scriptures say. So this is Romans 12:17. We can go on and see what 20 said now. We can go on and say Romans 12. I'm on Romans 12:20. It said, instead, if your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals of shame on their heads. Don't let evil conquer you, but conquer evil by doing good. So it said, don't let the same evil what the person do to you conquer you, get a hold of you. Don't let that same evil that's controlling them, because we know we're pulling the scenes. Ephesians 6:12 tell us we're not fighting flesh and blood. So that evil force that is in control of them to do you that evil, whether they lie on you, whether your partner cheat on you, whether whatever that person did, there's some people can do some terrible things. Sometimes our parents did some terrible things, and it was hard, right? Because this come under the forgiveness column, right? But it's hard. Some of these things is really hard for you to say, man, I can forgive you and pray for you, right? It's hard, but he's saying the revenge, you're going to always be tempted to get that revenge. But he's saying, no. If you do it this way, right? If your enemy hungry, feed him. He's saying, be nice to them. Even if they do you that you don't saying go and buddy up with them. And no. That's not what it's saying, right? But it's saying you got to let whatever they let go. And if they come to you, if you see them in need, he's saying, I want you to help them. If you see them in need, help them. You don't got to be their best friend. And no. But he said, if you see them in need, you help them. I know what they did to you, because he's saying, in doing this, you'll be heaping burning coals of shame on their head. So if you really want to get revenge, do it this way, what God's saying. You be nice to them. Mr. Wade Collymore, how are you doing, my brother? How are you doing? You be nice to them even if they do the evil stuff to you. So he's saying, so don't let that evil conquer you, but you conquer the evil by doing good. The enemy can hate when you do the stuff good. But I know it's hard. It is hard sometimes to some things that some people do to you. Man, I telling you, because you want to go into, you really want to go into some serious pressure. And the thing is, you're tempted. I want them to feel how it feel. I want them to feel how it feel I'm going to do them just what they do to me and let them feel how it feel. Oh, it's so tempted to do it, man, but it's wrong. It's wrong. When you do that, you giving them a more victory, because you're giving the enemy now more access to you, more right to you. So you giving them access to do you more wrong when you fight the fire with the fire, right? So Dwayne Allen, good morning. When you fight the fire with the fire, you giving the enemy more access. The wrong with the doing, they could continue to do it because you violating the law right there, man, right? So he's saying, man, if you enemies, you gotta pray for your enemies. That didn't put on. You could go on and on the scripture. He's saying you gotta pray for your enemies. What did he tell Abraham when he first take him out and send him to go away from his family? He said, whoever bless you, I'll bless. Whoever curse you, I'll curse. He didn't tell Abraham, go and curse them. He said, whoever bless you, I'll bless. And whoever curse you, I will curse. So he's saying, you leave this thing to me, man. You do it my way. Do it my way. Be nice to them. And I am going to deal with them, man. I could deal with them better than you could deal with them, right? But if you really want to get revenge from them, do it my way. Do it my way. As he said here, if your enemies are hungry, you feed them. If they're thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals of shame on their heads, man. I see a lot of people try to get even, especially in relationships, right? Somebody cheat on the next one and then say, okay, I'm going to do it right back to you and let you see how it feel, right? But when you do that, you just participating in the same evil that they did to hurt you. If it's in a marriage, you just committed adultery too. You just committed adultery too. So you're no better than that person now, right? And the enemy would love to get you to go there because he know that you coming in his world, you being led by him when you try to get the revenge, right? Because a lot of time when you're going for revenge, right? Like you said, when a person knock you one time, you're going to hit them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, right? You're going to hit them. You're going to do them something worse because you're being driven by revenge, which is the enemy right now. And he's going to want to make sure he uses that opportunity for you to pay more dearly. So the person might hit you one time and you're going to hit them 10 times and you probably kill them. Now you're in a worse situation than them. They just get an assault charge and you facing a murder charge. It's like God said, no. Don't take the setup from the enemy, man. Don't take the setup from the enemy, right? You left the revenge to me. So those send the prayers, what we doing. Somebody do you something and say, God, you do it back to them. I wish to lose the job. I wish they cheat me out of a job. They lie and tell the boss about what I did. I'll let it happen back to them, God. Let somebody do it back to them and let it see how they feel, God. God, return that. No. Because what God said again, right? He work all things together for good. He worked all things together for good. He didn't say all good things together for good. He said all things, right? You remember the story of Joseph. Joseph's brother sold him into slavery, and what happened, right? He worked all things together for good. So that's what he's saying. Sometimes the evil there is to move you on. Sometimes the evil is to get you to come close to me, what it did to you. Right? Because how much times when we go and really being religious, really getting into our scriptures is when things going wrong in our life, right? We really start to fast, we really start to pray, and we're seeking God. Every morning we're reading the Bible and we're trying to figure it out. That's when the evil happening to you in your life. But in the good times, we don't always rush to the Bible or rush to God and seek Him. We just say a quick little prayer and we're gone, right? So sometimes the evil, what happened to you, push you closer to your God. That's why he said, you leave it to me. I know what they're doing. They ain't getting away with nothing. Right? So guys, so don't be tempted. Don't send back to send the prayers. It's not scriptural. You're breaking the law, and then the enemy have more access to you. So be careful with those prayer points. Look at them properly. Anytime them prayer points saying, I send back it to the sender and this person must die, you got to be careful. We ain't got the authority to kill no one, right? We don't have the authority to kill no human being. Oh, this person. So be careful with those prayer points, because a lot of them are really good. You just filter them out and take out the unscriptural stuff before you use them, because a lot of them are really, really, really good, but they can have a 2 lines in there, may not be scriptural, getting you to break the law. So just be careful, be careful, be careful, guys. I'm gonna leave it there today, but no send back to send the prayers. Don't be sending no curses back to no one, because you participating in witchcraft, you participating in voodoo. Because who send curses? Only witches and wizards send curses at people. And if you sending things back to them, you doing the same thing what the Obi man doing, right? So guys, I'm going to leave it there, but have a great, great Friday, guys. And I'm going to talk to you guys again on Monday. All right, goodbye.